Hey everyone, welcome to Meeple Bits. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Organizing Bits, where we tackle the game Emerge. So I got Emerge in Gen Con 2 years ago, and really fun game. And it did come with a shrink tray and a quasi attempt at organization, but I felt that there was a better solution. And thankfully, the community delivered. So I was able to find a 3D printed file or files to 3D print that I was able to tackle and bring quite a bit more organization. So I'm getting away from a sea of baggies, as you guys know, I really hate, into an actual setup of organization. Starting with the ability to print out the player trays. So we tackled these player trays in every individual colors. So the four players we did in the four player colors. And the detail on these things were really neat, really thematic, and they just definitely go with the game, number one. But number two, that organization factor. So for these files, very simply, we every player can just pick up the color that they want, and then they're all set right there at the table. They've got an organized setup for their different fissures. They've got their six tiles, their dice, their tokens for the objectives. So everything for the player trays set. So I was able to get rid of all the baggies that just had a bunch of dice in them. Good to go. Next up is the just general organization pieces for the objective cards and the science tokens, I think they're called. So this one, again, really straightforward. And I thought about doing it in sort of a tricolor or a rainbow color, but then I was like, well, wait a second, this is already a colorful game. The color palette already pops out. So I said, you know what? Let me just do this in a straight white filament. So very simple, very straightforward. That way, the colors of the different resources really pop, really just stand off of the print. So instead of now just having piles of resources strewn across the table, it's divvied out into sections so that both sides of the table can have easy access to those resources and just grab them and go. Additionally, it creates a little bit of organization to remind the players of which one of these resources you have to sort of build first or bring to the island first. And then the other piece is these long sections where the objective or the four objectives that you would put out in a game are now stood up. So instead of having the cards at the front of the board just laying face down, and the one player that's furthest on the table is like kind of leaning up, trying to figure out all right, what's the objective, remind me, etc. It now gets to stand up the cards in these card stands with four token slots for all the players that achieve it first through fourth. So really cool. So all in all, this one was pretty straightforward. The longest piece, I think each of the player trays took me about 4 hours to do. And then the other pieces, the white ones, just I took I think a total of 3 additional hours. So not a lengthy print, not a complex print, but the level of organization now brought to Emerge really makes my life better. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. If you have any questions about this insert or this file, please leave a comment down below. I'm happy to help out as best that I can. This one was, I think, off of Etsy. Might have cost me like $2. I did everything in just basic PLA filament on the Bamboo Lab X1 carbon, and I think just probably just typical 15% infill. So that'll do it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.